Hey there, it's that time of the month. Not, not that time of the month, but the time of the month where I get, deliveries. So, my March orders from Vinegar Syndrome came in. I did not order any of the actual Vinegar Syndrome titles. I just ordered 3 partner labels from OCN, but I put Vinegar Syndrome in the title of this video because that'll make people click on it. No one's clicking on OCN Entertainment if I put that in the title. But as luck would have it, it wasn't just this that got delivered today, it was also my Criterion flash sale order, which, that was really fast because I'm recording this on Friday and the flash sale was on Tuesday, so good job, Criterion. Anyway, let's do Vinegar Syndrome first, because I have a feeling that is what most people care about here. And let's just see. Well, I know what I got, but you don't know what I got. So, that's why I'm doing this, so you can see. And I can explain my reasoning behind my purchases, because, I don't know, I like doing it. So, I got 3 titles. Let's see, I don't know what order they were placed in. Okay, first is Nightmares, and this comes from Umbrella. So there is the front of the slipcover, trying to get it, it's a little glossy, you can see it. And that is the back of the slipcover. I believe this is a Australian slasher, if I'm not mistaken. I had heard good things. But let's see, extras on this, there's an audio commentary with the director, as well as a different filmmaker. There is extended interviews with the director, actress, and cinematographer, deleted scenes. There's a featurette called Confessions of an R-rated Filmmaker, sure. There's a trailer gallery from the director, so I assume other works of his. And then a booklet from Alexandra Heller-Nicholas. But yeah, this is Australian because it says it's a Ozploitation auteur, and it's basically the Halloween clone of sorts. So yeah, there's boobs on the back, so I'll just cover a little bit of those to show you the back there. But I figured, sure, a Halloween ripoff from 1980, so only 2 years after that, and before the slasher genre really went into its own after Friday the 13th came out in 80. I don't know if this had an earlier release date or not, but Australian, so probably. And so I was interested in that, because why not? Early 80s Australian slasher. And then next is Calvaire. I picked this up because the website said that it was akin to new French extremity movies, and that's one of my favorite subgenres of horror. I don't think the movie's actually French, it might be Belgian. It's kind of like how people mistakenly call Man Bites Dog French, but that's actually a Belgian film. So this might not actually be French, but it's apparently of the French extremity type of horror, and so I'm always looking for more of those that I haven't seen, because there's not many of them. And this is from Yellow Veil. Yellow Veil put out, Blood on Her Name, which I wasn't too crazy about, but that is the front of the slip, and that is the back, and no difference on that cover there. Looks like there's a quote on the back of here from Guillermo del Toro. The movie is from 2004, so that's about the time those French extremity movies were coming out. I don't know, it has a bunch of French names in here, so maybe it actually is French, and the killer from High Tension is in this. I think he passed away not too long ago. Let's see, there's an introduction by the director, there's a commentary with the director and production designer, an interview with the director, there's a short film, presumably by the director, casting tapes, production bible, storyboard to film featurettes, photo gallery, behind the scenes photo gallery, teaser trailer, and an essay by Jack Sargent. So, yeah, not too bad of a different thing. Yeah, apparently, I must be wrong, it premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. It looks like it actually is a full-on French extremity movie and not Belgian, so I don't know why I heard that it might not actually be French. Yeah, there was a review I read, I don't know. Maybe it was cross-funded with different nations' monies, I don't know. And then the last of this one is, I believe, the last Fun City Editions that is coming out as a partner label through OCN Vinegar Syndrome, because I think they made a deal with MVD after this. This is the US remake of Breathless. I've never seen it before, just like I haven't seen either of those other two. But I've seen the original Breathless by Godard, when I took, I believe it was History of Film 2. That was the class I took when I was getting my film degree, where we went all over the French New Wave. I wasn't a big fan of the original Breathless, but it's also been probably 20 years more. Yeah, it's probably been about actually 20 even since I actually watched it, so I'd have to give it another shot. But it's one of those movies, it's considered like one of the pinnacles of the French New Wave, kind of like 400 Blows and some of that other stuff. I think Shoot the Piano Player is also of that echelon. So it's like one of those movies where it's like your holy grail of, this is a movie that probably shouldn't be remade, kind of like Psycho, but Gus Van Sant still did it anyway, and it was just announced, I think, yesterday that they're doing a remake of Vertigo. That doesn't seem wise, but whatever. So I was interested in seeing the U.S. remake, because I hear it kind of has erotic thriller elements to it. But anyway, that is the front of the cover, and there's the back. So there's a whole lot of Richard Gere. And this cover's fucking terrible. Look at this. This is this almost looks like one of those Ugandan posters. That's terrible. But anyway, this is from 1983. Hey, here I was born. A screenplay by L.M. Kit Carson, too. There's a decent pedigree behind this. 100 minutes. For extras, we got there's a 2K restoration from the 35mm Intrapositive. There's a newly filmed video interview with the director, Jim McBride, an introduction by the director, deleted scenes with director commentary, an alternate ending with director commentary, image gallery, theatrical trailer. There's a audio commentary by the writer and critic Glenn Kenny, isolated music track, a booklet with essays by DJ? Okay. And her writer Margaret Barton Fumo and film programmer Christine Capioppo. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I'm interested to see that, because there are really terrible reviews of this, and then there are also people who say it was unjustly maligned because it's like one of those like, oh, you shouldn't touch type movie remakes. But interested in seeing what the Americans in the 80s did with Godard. And then we go to our Criterion flash sale purchases. Only got two things, because I mostly have everything from Criterion that I kind of want at this moment, but then I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I could take that instead too, so. Okay. So first and foremost, the new title that I got is David Lynch's Inland Empire. It's the last theatrical movie or feature film that David Lynch has made. He's made some short films, and he obviously made Twin Peaks Season 3, or Twin Peaks The Return, whatever we're calling that now. But this was the last time he made a feature film. This was from 2006. It's 3 hours long. It was shot on standard definition DV cameras, so it kind of looks like shit, kind of like Spike Lee's Bamboozled, which is my favorite Spike Lee movie, even though it does... The look of standard definition DV is pretty shitty, and there were a lot of low budget or experimental movies that auteurs made, and some of the Dogma 95 stuff was made with it too. It's a look that can work for certain stuff, but otherwise it doesn't. This is my least favorite David Lynch feature. But I also have not watched it since probably, this came out in 2006. I didn't see it till I rented it from Hollywood Video on DVD. So I probably haven't seen it since 2007, so it's been a while. It's been, 15 plus years since then, so I wanted to revisit it, especially because they used some AI technology to up-res the picture, so I kind of was interested in how that would look. Because they did release this in theaters with the 4K AI restoration. It did come to my local Alamo, but I didn't feel like seeing it in the theater because, again, it is my least favorite of the Lynches, but I'm such a David Lynch acolyte that I absolutely needed to own it regardless and give it another shot, because even though I remember not liking the movie very much, I remember there are moments in it that I love. There's the rabbit stuff. He incorporated some stuff from some of the short films in here, and it's... I think maybe if I look at it with 39-year-old eyes, I might appreciate some parts of it more. Or maybe I'll just not like it. Maybe it will end up still staying my least favorite of Lynch's films. But as far as extras are concerned, so yeah, there's a new HD digital master made from the 4K restoration supervised by Lynch. New 5.1 surround master audio, uncompressed stereo soundtrack, newly remastered. There's 2 short films from 2007. It says 2 films. I assume they're short films, though. And they're from the makers of David Lynch, The Art Life, Lynch 1 and Lynch 2 by Black and White. There is a conversation with actors Laura Dern and Kyle MacLachlan. Always love me some Kyle MacLachlan in my extras. I mean, just yesterday, the Flash pre-order went up for Vinegar Syndrome and for their Black Friday this year, and Showgirls is getting a 4K. I hope Kyle MacLachlan was willing to sit down for something there, but yeah, probably not. He seems to have a good humor about things lately, though. Let's see. There are 75 minutes of extra scenes for a movie that's already 3 hours. It kind of reminds me of the missing pieces from Fire Walk With Me, or there's a lot of deleted scenes for Blue Velvet as well. I guess maybe Lynch just overwrites his movies or just overshoots them, but that could be interesting. Then there's a 2007 short film from Lynch called Ballerina. There is a reading by Lynch of excerpts from Room to Dream, which is his, I think that's his book about transcendental meditation, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've seen that in the bookstore. And that's with critic Christine McKenna. There's the trailer. And then there's a booklet with excerpts from Richard Barney's book, David Lynch Interviews. So, yeah. A woman in trouble. I don't know, maybe I'll still dislike it, but I figured I'm on a quest to own all of Lynch's movies, I guess. Maybe not The Straight Story. The Straight Story's on Disney Plus, by the way. I was looking through what movies Disney Plus has, because I really only use it for the Baby Yoda show. and I was like, oh, what, are there any movies here? Because I took a class on Disney animated films in college, so I've seen most of their repertoire there, but I was like, oh, they have The Straight Story. Yeah, I guess that was one of theirs. Yeah. And the last movie I bought, not a new release, but it's I slowly start being like, yeah, that's an Orson Welles movie I should own. Yeah, that's an Orson Welles movie I should own. So I got Orson Welles' Chimes at Midnight, which is his Falstaff movie, where he plays... Falstaff was like a supporting character in 2 or 3 Shakespeare plays, and he's loosely based on someone, but he's mostly a fictional character. And he's considered one of Shakespeare's like greatest characters and everything, and... Orson Welles, I think this is by far considered one of Orson Welles' best films of his later period, where he could no longer get a job within any of the studio systems past Touch of Evil. But yeah, this is usually considered Welles' best late period movie, or best post Touch of Evil movie. I've never seen it, because I'm not big into Shakespeare reimagining type stuff. Not usually, sometimes I am. But I figured, I'm on a quest to see like every film Orson Welles made, because I do love a lot of Orson Welles' stuff. So I figured, you know what, for the flash sale, why don't I just finally fucking pick up Chimes at Midnight? So let's see, there's a high-definition digital restoration. It doesn't say much about it, but I'm sure the booklet has all of the details as per usual. There's an audio commentary from film scholar James Naramore. He's the author of The Magic World of Orson Welles. There's a new interview with actor Keith Baxter. There's a new interview with Orson Welles' daughter Beatrix Wells. I guess she's in the film when she was 9. There's a new interview with actor and Welles biographer Simon Callow. A new interview with film historian Joseph McBride, who wrote Whatever Happened to Orson Welles. There's an interview with Welles while working on editing the film from a 1965 episode of The Merv Griffin Show. I always liked when he was a guest on talk shows. He was an interesting guest. And then a trailer, and then an essay by film scholar Michael Anderegg. I'm surprised they didn't put Bogdanovich anywhere here. So that's what you got. You got 2, or what I got. I got 3 partner label titles from Vinegar Syndrome, or OCN, and 2 flash sale purchases from Criterion. So... Funnily, I have another movie that's in the mail that I'm not getting for another couple days, but months ago I pre-ordered that Second Sight 4K of Martin. That's like a UK exclusive, but I've got a region free, and 4K by its nature is region free anyway, so unless there's like a region B extras disc, it's fine. Kind of like the Second Sight Dawn of the Dead 4K set that I have. They still haven't released any US equivalent of that, I assume because the rights for both those movies are owned by Richard Rubinstein, and he's notoriously kind of a prick, who asked for exorbitant amounts of money for licensing fees. So I'm just throwing Rubenstein under the bus. So I'm looking forward to getting that, because it's been a long-ass time since I've seen Martin. It's a shame that they found that, like, extra long black and white cut, and somebody had bought it in an auction, and I guess Second Sight tried to reach a deal to be able to include that in the disc, and they couldn't, and that part sucks, but at least they were able to get the normal film in 4K and release it, and I was able to order it through Diabolic, because Diabolic was able to take care of it, because you couldn't order directly from the Second Sight website, similar to the Dawn of the Dead box set. The Dawn of the Dead box set was a gift from my Now Ex, so, you know. Anyway, thanks for joining me here. If you like unboxings and me rambling about physical media and whatever other random shit I do, feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. You can find all my socials and everything. I'm either Leninhawk or David Leninhawk all over the internet, so just Google one or both of those, you'll find all my shit. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. And, every month I'm a feature panelist on Super Booby movie reviews. I believe the next episode will be in early April and will be on Bob's channel. So, go ahead and check out the previous 3 episodes. Episode 2 is here on my channel. Episode 3, which we just had, is on Tony the Dead's channel. And episode 1 is on the mastermind of the series' channel, Master Chaos. But those are a lot of fun. If you didn't watch the last episode, there was a part toward the end where Carl jumped on my chair and he was fiending for cuddles, and it was very adorable. So go ahead and check that out. But otherwise, have a great day, everybody.